The fact is that the world is calling it a peace deal. The question is, will it bring peace? There is no doubt that this deal is a win-win for all the parties involved. But it may not end the spiral of violence. Our next report tells you why.
It was almost 3 decades ago that Israel established ties with an Arab neighbor.
After decades of division and conflict, we mark the dawn of a new Middle East.
On Tuesday, it made 2 more friends. The South Lawn of the White House witnessed a historic event, the signing of the Abraham Accords, brokered by America. West Asia has realigned. Israel, the chief benefactor of this new deal, is promising peace.
The blessings of the peace we make today will be enormous. First, because this peace will eventually expand to include other Arab states, and ultimately it can end the Arab-Israeli conflict once and for all.
The pitch is appealing, but the Palestinians aren't buying it. They say they are getting the short end of the stick. As leaders gathered in Washington, people in Ramallah took to the streets. They say the Abraham Accords awards Israeli occupation. The Arabs see this anger and they are trying to strike a balance. The foreign minister of the UAE chose his words carefully. He backed a 2-state solution, even when the phrase seems to be losing diplomatic currency.
The United Arab Emirates believes that the role of the United States in the Middle East is positive, and this belief is evidenced by the accord that we are signing today at the White House, for which you have taken the lead and will remain a beacon in human history for all peace-loving people around the world. And as for us in the UAE, this accord will enable us to continue to stand by the Palestinian people and realize their hopes for an independent state within a stable and prosperous region.
Tuesday's deal is the first agreement between Israel and Arab states since 1994, the year when Israel established diplomatic ties with Jordan. A union of Israel, UAE and Bahrain, alongside the United States, could be a move to contain Iran. With this deal, Israel has joined hands with the Gulf Sunni Arab monarchies. Together, they can take on a common enemy, Iran, that is dominated by Shiites. With the Abraham Accords, US President Donald Trump has managed to build a common regional front against Tehran, a move that only adds more weight to his maximum pressure strategy. Trump's next move could be to add Saudi Arabia into this new alliance. The US president has already promised to bring Riyadh on board.
I spoke with the King of Saudi Arabia. At the right time, I do think they will come in. Yes, I do. This is a very big and very historic moment, and I think everyone agrees to that. But we'll have other countries coming in fairly rapidly.
Palestine doesn't get anything from this realignment. It has been demanding an end to the devastating 13-year-long blockade of Gaza. And with new allies by his side, it doesn't look like Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will concede even an inch of territory. Already, violence is on the rise in the disputed territories. Hours after the deal was signed, the Israeli military carried out a series of air raids on the Gaza Strip. Hamas is threatening to hit back at Israel. The fragile peace in West Asia is facing new challenges. Bureau Report, WION World is One.